Hey guys, so I put together kind of more budget team, I guess. It's Devil Amic. So he was a fusion, so having one is relatively cheap. But the second one, you could replace with Nia, and the team would be less auto friendly, I think, because I believe you have to target her. I haven't played with her much yet, but this was run on normal, on full auto with 4-star Trunda, no empowerment. And Bad Elf for the damage amplification, and Venus for the decreased defense weaken. You could use Lydia there, but she's in my regular Trunda team. So I'm going to show you the presets here on the team, and then I'll kind of go over the gear. So Trunda, uh, these are with the Hydra boost, so her base is 242 speed. Uh, Almost 9k attack, and she is in Savage and Zeal, so she's pretty stacked in gear still, even not being an empowered one. And then my MX, we don't want to use the taunt. We don't want mischief stealing that or the unkillable. It's all about resetting. And then the Bad L, we just let him do whatever. And then Pod there, we have priority on the A2 because we want him to ally attack as much as possible. And then Venus here, we're just trying to get this out as much as possible. I didn't turn the HP burn off though because it can help with the poison cloud. Um, Probably a more ideal scenario though is where you just turn this off and just try to get this up as much as possible. And because Padraig has the reset on his A1, and we want him using that ideally on Trunda or on the MX, trying to help them cycle back. Everybody is built to try to get their stuff back as quick as possible, except for Bad L, who's in 9-piece protection. So I'm going to skip here. To Trunda and show you that she is in Savage and Zeal. These were her masteries. And then she's not fully booked on the A1. She booked on the A2 and A3. A2 is the most important thing. And I'll show you at the end of this the whole run. I did click on her and show her gloves because she's in crit rate gloves with 20% attack on them. So there's optimizing still that could be done to get that crit damage up a lot higher. This was just kind of what the optimizer spit out because I wanted to run her in Zeal, and so this is the way it said to do it. And then let me get everybody else pulled up here. All right, so this is one of the MX. This is actually a little bit faster now than what the old one was because I stole his crit rate gloves and gave them to somebody else. So he's quite a bit faster now. All the rest of the gear is the same, but we are running 4-piece Merciless and 4-piece Reflex because we just want to cycle that A2 as much as possible. We also only mastered him down to Cycle of Magic just because we're trying to get as much cooldown as we possibly can. It would help to probably finish these masteries out, but it's not that big of a deal. I believe the other image is the same way. Yeah, I just went to Cycle of Magic. This one is not in Merciless, but he is in Reflex. Or he should be in Reflex. Yeah, okay. I was looking at this. He's in 3-piece protection for the speed. Yeah, Reflex up here. And then he has 2 pieces of Refresh. Like I said, we're just trying to get skills back as much as possible. This guy's not in Reflex. A Refresh. because I'm out of refresh necks and I don't have a neck that's merciless. And then we'll go to Pod. He is in merciless and he has a piece of Slayer on just for stats. I think it's just to get a little more speed. But the 4-piece merciless, because he does ally attack and he doesn't attack on his A3, so reflex would probably be better. But I ran out of decent reflex gear too, trying to throw everybody in it. Refresh, like this ring could probably be swapped to this one now, because we just want them cycling as much as possible. I'll show you his masteries real quick. I did fully master him. He has War Master because I was playing with him in Fire Knight. He's this build is probably a little bit slower than what's in the video because I slowed him down for my Fire Knight. He's in my Fire Knight team now. I've been playing around with that, trying to make it faster. I think I've got it down to 1 minute 21 seconds. And I'll take a quick look at Bad L here. He is in 9-piece protection because he is putting those continuous heal buffs up on his A2. Put the 2 on everybody. So that 9-piece, every time he gets them up, that's going to be 10% more damage from Trunda. I believe at times he has 4 of them up on her, so that's 20% extra damage. And then his passive, if the target is under poison, you deal 20% more damage as well. The main issue that makes this fall off is the fact that some of the heads are immune to poison. And so you can't get this benefit if they're not under poison. So it struggles a bit there. Otherwise, he'd be right up there with Gerptug in his strength. But Gerptug actually works without relying on that. Without relying on what heads are up. So when the heads die, they lose their poison. Gerptug keeps working regardless. These are his masteries. These are old soloing dragon masteries back when he was in Frenzy, but they're really kind of irrelevant. You can go with pretty much whatever masteries, just as long as you get Cycle of Magic. Same as before. And 9-piece protection is the most ideal set for him. I guess you could run a curse set, but his value is going to taper off real quick if you can't get him in the 9-piece, I think. And then we'll pull up Venus here. She's in triple refresh with Hex for the curse set, so you really want that out there so that Trunda can target whoever she wants to target. Mischief is not a good target in this rotation, but it still helps. And then we're in triple refresh because we want Padre to try to not target her. So ideally, she just always has her own cooldowns up. And her masteries, we do have Cycle of Magic. She has Eagle Eye. These are old masteries from when I ran her in PvP. I think I just never changed them because the only thing that really mattered was Cycle of Magic, trying to get that cooldown back. She is fully booked. So now I'll just get into the run here, and like I said, it's full auto. I don't do anything, so all right. Hey, so I just wanted to jump in the last 50 turns here or so and talk about like here Pod's getting ready to ally attack, and he's always gonna the ally attacks for whatever reason always go for heads that are up. So head selecting really could benefit you here. Um, we don't worry as much about like reflect damage because the head is taking reduced damage anyway, and then we have a shield from Mimic. So overall, Trunda's fairly safe, especially on normal. Yeah, here we're going to ally attack right into Head of Wrath again. I do have Gerp Tuck now, so I'm gonna try to replace Bad L with Gerp Tuck, and I think I'm gonna wait one more rotation and get off of this triple force head rotation and see what we can do. See if I can bump this up to hard and make a good key out of it. Uh, I am trying to make it auto friendly though, so I'm not running like Nia or what would be a slightly maybe more budget team. Like I said, Lydia could replace Venus in the same kind of gear first with refresh ideally. So at the end of this run, don't think Trunda even gets another turn. We do get her free. She gets eaten a few times throughout this run if you check it out. But overall, I was pretty happy with how the team came out. And but I'll follow up next week or in a couple weeks here and see what kind of damage we can do with Gerptuck replacing Trunda. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Thanks.